Hey everybody, I'm Charles Morgan from Comic Week. I'm here with Brianna Beebe from
Hi.
Alpha Comics in Richmond, Virginia, where we have just spent the last few hours putting all the new comics on the shelf. We thought we were missing a bunch of comics because I foolishly thought Diamond wouldn't put a few comics underneath all the previews, but boy, was I wrong. But anyway, we have a lot of new number ones this week. It's a big week for people who read Marvel Comics. A lot of number ones for different series that are not in the continuity we'll cover in a few minutes. There's also, if you like X-Men, there's a lot of X titles this week.
Yep, lots of X.
Some really cool variants if you're lucky enough to get one. There's also Spider-Ham and also the return of a few very interesting, important indie comics I'll touch on in a minute. Before we do that, let's get Brianna to talk about what she's going to be reading this week.
So I have all of the X titles, and what I mean by all of them, not actually all of them. We have X-Men, there's going to also be X-Force, and then you have Fallen Angels. We have New Mutants as well. I think I just didn't grab one, because that was one of the ones we thought we didn't have. But yeah, so there's a lot of X-Men titles if you've been following the whole new X-Men epic as it's going on. Definitely out of them, the most popular for us is definitely X-Force, out of the titles besides X-Men itself.
And it sure must be popular because I think of all the titles that come in on a week-to-week basis when the X titles come out, you're always getting quite a few of those. So the reboot of the X-Men franchise looks like it's paying off pretty well for Marvel.
Yep, at least on our end. And then the other big Marvel thing that's going on right now is going to be the End. There's lots of those. I got Captain Marvel, I got Deadpool, and I got Doctor Strange. A lot of people are ending and whatnot.
So, of course, you know, these are non-continuity stories. If you ever wondered how the ends of some of these iconic characters could be, different Marvel writers are imagining them. So you'll definitely want to check those miniseries out.
It's basically like the end of the story, but the What If edition.
Right. Speaking of endings, you know, Alfred from Batman is kaput, at least for now. But in Batman Detective Comics, number 3, which is out, it has a compilation of different stories. That's an anthology issue, but there is some of this is dealing with the aftermath of Alfred's death. So some of that Tom King continuity is carrying over there. So that might be interesting to you. And also, this is actually pretty neat. This copy of Thor that's out this week, Thor number 2, has some sort of references to some DC characters. So we had Superman, Flash, and who else was in there? Green Lantern, I think, is referred to. There is one panel that you see like over like sort of the metropolis-y sky, Superman actually flying. So you get that bolt of his color from his uniform, and you see his arm outstretched and his hair. So a little bit of a non-official Superman cameo appearing in a Marvel title. That's out this week. It's something that Key Collector Comics has been writing about, and Donny Cates is the writer there. Also, I've been enjoying, I always enjoy Ed Brubaker's writing, but Criminal comes at you with issue number 12. This is the end of this story arc. Very bloody ending. I'm not going to spoil what happens any more than the cover, as it's already done it. But yeah, it's very dark and disturbing way the story ends. But the way these criminal stories are written, they're so intricate that I'm sure there's going to be some of this story is going to play into the next story that gets told with Teague's son. So that's a very interesting title, and that's out this week from Image.
Yeah, and Charles already mentioned that number 2 of Spider-Ham is going to be out, which, in all honesty, we had some extras of number 1, and we no longer have those extras, just because Spider-Ham is such a fun character that doesn't necessarily get to make an appearance quite often. So if you want some Peter Porker, we got that.
Right. Also, speaking of porking, Sex Criminals returns and picks up where it left off with boobs. Actually, this isn't as explicit a title as I thought it would be, as it is. Your composure.
My whole life is flashing.
But there is a bagged version of it, which a few copies came in. We haven't opened it yet, but just in case, there's not enough copies maybe to go around for everybody who watches the video. So right now we're going to flip through and show you all the good parts. All right, cool. So anyway, so that's Sex Criminals. And here's this week's number ones.
So we have Amazing Spider-Man Daily Bugle. This is going to be a specialty issue for Spider-Man fans. Then we have Avengers of the Wasteland. I'm assuming this is some sort of post-apocalyptic something or other, but I'm not positive. Ravencroft, Institute of the Criminally Insane. This is going to be corresponding with a lot of those Ravencroft characters, getting kind of a reappearance and whatnot. Weapon Plus, World War IV. What happened to World War III? We're skipping World Wars. This is a problem. Yes. Very concerned. Okay.
Well, at least we make it to World War IV.
Okay. That's scary. Wolverine and Sabretooth, but this is the 3D edition. It comes with handy-dandy 3D glasses.
Well, you might say once you've seen one Wolverine Sabretooth fight, you've seen them all, but have you seen them in 3D?
Yeah, exactly. Virtual. It's like Wolverine's claws coming straight for your eyeball, but not actually. And Usagi Yojimbo Color Classics. This is going to be reprintings of earlier issues, but with color. So fun. Apocalypse Girl. I almost said something else by accident, and I'm not quite sure what. That is a gun. It took me a minute to figure out what that was. I thought she had eyeballs on her stomach. That makes a lot more sense.
Right? This is a Key Collector app title for the week, by the way.
Quantum and Woody, basically the hero duo that never succeeds at anything and is just more shenanigans than anything else. And then we have Vagrant Queen is going to be getting another storyline with this new number 1. Frankenstein Undone is going to be getting a series as well. And then Protector. Looks like a lot of things are happening. Much things are happening in Protector.
People need protecting.
From all of the gravel.
So that kind of sums up a lot of the titles are out this week. It's one of the bigger weeks of the month. So anyway, if you're in the Willow Lawn, Richmond, West End area, definitely stop by Alpha, buy them out of all their products, so they buy more products, and that'll do it. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye bye. Anyway, are we rolling?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, no, my cat's on a special diet, but I have to go get her food at the vet. I'm not that fancy.
Not that fancy.
She'll just, like, be very unhappy if I don't get her regular food.
Well, my wife once, we dropped our cat off at the kennel while we went on vacation, and we called our cat Mr. Fur, but that's because we weren't on a first-name basis with him. His actual name is James Baxter Fur.
Okay.
So when she dropped him off, she told the vet, for some dumb reason, like they haven't heard a million dumb pet names, my cat's name's James. So then when she came back to pick him up, she had forgot that she told the vet the first name that we weren't on a first name basis to call the cat by, that she was coming from Mr. Fur, and they're looking on the list, we don't have any Mr. Fur here. And so it took them like 30 minutes to figure out that my wife had forgotten what name she told them the pet was.
Mine's easy. My name's Chandra. She's named after a planeswalker in Magic. And then my cat previously to that was Natasha Romanoff, and she's named after the Black Widow. So, she was also one of the chattiest cats I've ever had.
Which wouldn't be good for an assassin.
No, it would not be a good assassin.
I'm just going to go get my gun and shoot you. Here I am.
I'm just complaining about how hungry I am and how I can't go outside, but then when you bring me back inside, then I can't. I just want to keep doing the ping pong thing and go in and out and in and out and in and out.